It's hard to get used to doing it sideways, looking in the correct place. I keep looking at myself. My name's Larry and I'm an alcoholic. I just got back from my AA meeting. I did not, in the group of people, get time to talk. Well, to be fair, they tried to give me a time to talk, but as we went around the room, we sort of randomly begin in random places in the big circle, and it was just too soon. It was like I would have been like the third person, and I can't do that. It takes time to process. Anyway, so I thought I'm going to go home and make a quick vlog. My name's Larry, and I'm an alcoholic. The topic today that was sort of pulled out of a hat, we have these little bins around AA when no one has one in particular at my Alano club, was everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. Stop, look, listen, be kind, share, don't pick on anyone for any reason, be attentive. I like the stop, look, and listen part in particular because it made me think of impulse control. Impulse control is a serious problem for me, and I think it is common to the disease of alcoholism and addiction generally. One of the things that alcohol did for me was that it gave me the ability to immediately transform my physiological and emotional state. However I felt, good, bad, or indifferent, I could highlight my way into greater happiness or into happiness, or at least ease, from the moment I popped open a bottle and began to drink it. It only took seconds for that warm feeling to begin up the back of your neck, and that feeling of ease. And it was an artificially induced, as I understand now, an artificially induced spiritual experience that put me at ease with myself and the universe through my higher power. Unfortunately, alcohol at that time was my higher power. But that lack of impulse control then exacerbated all the negative aspects of my life. It was seriously a part of all my relationships. It's why things were so bad, which in turn were why I drank, allegedly, and why then things were so bad, and then why I had to drink, right? The vicious cycle of alcohol being the cause of and solution to all my problems. But really it was me, it was my illness in alcoholism that was causing all that. I reacted to things, good, bad, or indifferent. I reacted immediately. I didn't do the smart thing, and because of that, I rarely did the right thing, but I was capable of doing the right thing in a way that still alienated people because I wasn't doing it smartly. That immediate impulse control problem. Sobriety has given control of that back to me, and that's the key. This is how I began to prevent my relapses, was the ability to not act on impulse and to see where I was headed before I got there, and to analyze the situation carefully before acting. And so now today I have this thing that's been going on for weeks that I've been trying to determine how to deal with. But thanks to the program, I had the realization that I didn't have to do it now. Now that is a sort of a common failing in humans generally, is that we want to have something resolved rather than have to sleep on it or dwell on it. But particularly being an alcoholic, having that addictive mindset, that impulse control, the thing I had to learn was I only make it worse by trying to deal with it immediately in most instances. To be able to carefully assess any sort of crisis, conflict, disagreement, turmoil. Do I have to do something about this now? And if not, take time to think about it. And so this particular situation, I can't get into the details, it involves church. But this particular situation has been, what do I do about this? What do I do about this? And in theory, I don't have to do anything about this. But pastorally, I ought to do something about this. And in the past, I would have said something, done something, the wrong thing. Either way, it would have been wrong, no matter what. And I would have alienated people, and I would have stirred up controversy and dissension. And instead, I've been sitting on this, letting it bother essentially only me, and assess what is the way to go forward with this before doing it. And that's a gift of sobriety. Not only that I learned those skills in sobriety, mainly from the program, but also some from basic psych at college that now I understand, now that I've been sober long enough after cramming it in there, makes more sense to me than it did in the past, and become one of the most useful, practical, useful things from college and education. But the gift of the program of being able to analyze the situation, think about it first, being able to weigh, what are my character defects? What then is myself, my ego being inserted in it, making sure that this is in check as much as humanly possible. And then someone at the meeting this morning was talking about impulse control from the topic, and she hit on it hit the nail on the head, right on there. Immediately, what she said about our selfishness and trying to figure out whether we're doing the selfless thing, not for selfish reasons that we would say in the church. When you're a sinner and a saint, you probably never do a good thing only for good reasons, because we're a convoluted mess of motivations. But something in what she said, I suddenly got the answer. Suddenly, having waited all this time and being like, don't react, because I can't think of a good way to deal with it, I haven't dealt with it. And it suddenly came to me in a meeting at AA, listening and not talking, where suddenly I know what to do. And I'm going to do it. And again, I can't go into details here, but that's the miracle of the program, that I don't react to things, therefore, not like I used to. They don't have to impact me the way that they used to, which was my immediate highs and lows and ups and downs and bouncing around and turning to that bottle, turning to that substance to give me the equilibrium from happiness, joy, relief, all the way down to just numbness. But that fake spiritual experience that was giving me control in my mind over my reactions physiologically and emotionally, but was not doing anything productive really in my life or the world around me or for how I interacted with others. Anyway, those were my thoughts for today. I'm Larry. I'm an alcoholic. Keep coming back.